Shane Muller is the chairman of the Destiny Foundation, and he's just released a new book called Your Unique Edge. Now, it focuses on breaking free from societal pressures and embracing individuality. He's on the line to talk to us about it. Shane, good morning.
Good morning.
Why did you decide to write this book?
I decided to write this book when I looked at what's happening out there in the world, where most people seem to copy everyone else. And there is this lack of appreciation of what's very unique within oneself. So the objective of the book really is to journey someone through a process to find and experience what's unique in them, so that then ultimately they could live this amazing masterpiece of a life that they had within them.
I see a problem with this. I like the idea, but I see a problem with this theory in that I think to identify your own uniqueness and be different to everybody else, you've got to have the capacity for independent thought. And I don't know that a lot of people in the current generations have that.
You're 100% right, which is why I actually agree with what you're saying. A lot of people don't have that. And the book journeys people through a process. As a matter of fact, it takes them through their entire life. It lets them watch the various episodes, Netflix episodes of their life to date. But what it also does, it actually lifts the uniqueness within a person. Unfortunately, we go through the schooling systems, we go through the corporate world. There is a cookie-cutting machine that most people need to fit into. However, the book highlights that fitting in or getting the praises of people where you need to fit A, B, or C is not necessarily the objective, but being able to celebrate what is actually different is actually valuable.
So I want to talk about, because even if you do have the capacity to think beyond your current reality, in the current environment, I mean, economic situations are tough, and there might be people who think, look, I know where I want to go, but I can't break free from my current situation. Do you talk about that?
I do, as a matter of fact, because a lot of people are trapped. They're trapped in a physical place. Most people are trapped in a mental state, which then unfortunately leads to them having that physical state. Now, I will say this. If you look back, you talk about economic times and tough times. If you look back every 50 years or so, most things tend to repeat. So hard times of today are not very unique, because hard times have existed in the past. Wars have existed in the past. As a matter of fact, the current society, much of the people around today have never experienced living through a depression, or they've never experienced having absolutely nothing. That's today's world. So what I would say is this. Most people think that if they wait till something gets better, then let's go and do X, Y, Z. And I challenge the reader to go, no, don't wait for things to get better. Shift your mindset first, and then that would lead you to take the steps for something better.
Shane, it's an interesting point you make, because when we talk about, those that went through the Great Depression or the First or Second World Wars, we refer to them as the greatest generation. Today's generation have had it too good for too long and haven't been able to build up that resilience. How important is that resilience, or that ability to overcome adversity in taking that first step or even the next step now that times are tough?
I would say resilience is vital. As a matter of fact, the less resilience you have, you start to be a statistic, essentially, to anything coming your way that might just knock you off your perch, be it mental wellness challenges, be it this is how my neighbor treated me, or I'm on the schoolyard and this is what I've been told, etc. Or I've been working in a place for 25 years and now I've been shown the door. How do I bounce back? Can I bounce back, etc.? Resilience is critical. I would suggest to people, force and train and put yourself into situations where you actually build this resilience, number one. Number two, learn from those who actually have got this amazing resilience muscle, because that muscle really needs to be built, because the world and the rest of our lives will have some unfortunate situations being thrown our way. And it is best that the muscle is built before these things of life start to get thrown our way.
Shane, in the current world, and I wonder if you talk about this in the book, because we find at the moment that people have more access to information that they've ever had, but seem to be less able to actually interpret that information. We have every opportunity to be connected to other individuals, but we seem less connected and more isolated than ever. How do we overcome those two problems? Because, I mean, surely connection to other people and being able to interpret or process the information that you have access to is important to improving your life and moving forward.
Well, I can say this as a technology person, and I started my technology career at age 10. I can tell you this, I've seen over the last 30 years or so, the rate of connection technologically has been increasing and increasing. I mean, we have so many ways we can connect with people these days technologically. It is astounding, absolutely astounding, and the rate is increasing. However, that same rate of growth with technology capability of connection, I've also observed something else, and that is the rate of growth of loneliness. Today, about 2 billion people, 1 in 4 on our entire planet, struggle from significant loneliness challenges. And mind you, you can be from a very big family or be the most popular person. That does not mean you wouldn't or couldn't experience loneliness. So I would go to say loneliness is absolutely critical to get past, otherwise that does lead someone down a spiraling road or well with mental wellness challenges. Now, technology, it's important to understand, technology isn't necessarily the answer. What we could do is use technology, but it gives this false sense whereby it tells me if I'm connected, I'm not lonely. If I have more than X number of followers, I'm not lonely. If I have so many likes of friends, I'm not lonely. But all those narratives are actually quite weak and not real, and they're not authentic. The people who struggle from loneliness say the biggest thing they lack is authentic relationships. So I challenge people to use technology, but get that human engagement going. The human engagement really is what's going to keep people through the tough times, not a tech facade.
You've certainly tackled an issue that is vitally important at this current time we find ourselves in. The book is called Your Unique Edge. Shane, where do we get it from?
The book's available on a website called INSPED, which is insped.com.au, and it is also available on almost every major bookstore online that's available right now, here locally and overseas.
Shane, great to talk to you this morning. I look forward to having a read of it myself.
Thank you very much.
Shane Muller, the chairman of the Destiny Foundation. The book is called Your Unique Edge.